I was told twice as hard, within the household, outside of the household. The sentiment was there. It's not necessarily to do it all the time, but just like, as, a Black young person trying to secure opportunities and, get to the next step, that I would often have to work twice as hard. I didn't necessarily see it as motivating, but there needs to be a way of telling the reality, without always speaking about just, racism and institutional racism or otherwise. And I felt like that was kind of what I understood from the statement of working twice as hard, is that you're not going to be seen as, they don't value you nearly as much as they value, your white counterparts, for example. To some ways, a fact, but it's not motivating. I accepted it and very much internalized it maybe in some way, because I knew that I was going up against a lot of resistance and I was just now aware of it. So I wasn't drinking the Kool-Aid. I knew that if they had a chance to pick me at an interview and someone else that had equal amount of qualifications, equal amount of energy, integrity, it's going to be an interesting one, and they're probably going to choose the other person just because that person is more palatable. So I would have to do a little bit more in order to stand out.
Using the term twice as hard is a motivational response to that idea that the game is rigged. Because when you say you need to work twice as hard to get, or you need to work 3 times as hard to get what a particular group has, you're basically saying the game is rigged. But it's a way in which you provide this motivated sense that, okay, we've accepted that the game is rigged in favor of certain people, but in order for you to get further, you need to do X, Y, Z. You need to work at much more kind of like velocity than someone else. With it comes potentially an assessment of inferiority. Is why do I have to work twice as hard when they don't have to work twice as hard? Is it that they're better than me naturally? And there's certain questions that come like that. And I think that inferiority in some ways is compounded by where you grow up, by sometimes your family structure. If you have both parents present, your economic status, were you on free school meals? Did you grow up in low-income housing, and how that even low-income housing even has physical effects, right? Asthma, hypertension, all of these things that can potentially come into play. So I don't think it's a helpful term. I understand why it was said. I think there was a level of, look, this is the cards we've been dealt. It's your job to make sure that you can make something of it.